a good heuristic for educators to understand the varying levels of cognitive, psychomotor, and affective domain as outcome for students. The emphasis on high order thinking includes analysis, evaluation, synthesis, and creation. Bloom's taxonomy can be used as a teaching tool to help balance assessment and evaluate patterns and is a very important tool in educational settings like curriculum development, writing goals and objectives, and setting questions for students' assessment. This session aims at providing an enriched learning about Bloom's taxonomy. May I now invite Dr. Shefali, Faculty, Department of Biotechnology, St. Francis College for Women, to introduce our speaker for the session.
A very good evening to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the distinguished speaker for this session, Dr. C.E. Jayanti. Ma'am obtained her PhD from Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai. She is currently working as an assistant professor, Department of Educational Planning and Administration, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai. In her academic career, she is working as an epitome for preparing the course material, syllabus, and conducting orientation programs for various zones in Tamil Nadu. Ma'am is also an author of the book Gender, School and Society. She is an expert in the field of e-content preparation. Currently, she is serving as Deputy Controller of Examiner and also as a coordinator for Translation and Language Resource Center, Mathematics and Learning Resource Center in Tamil Nadu, Teachers Education University, Chennai. Ma'am has also guided many PhD, MPhil, and MEd research scholars. I cordially invite Ma'am to take over this session.
Thank you so much for a nice introduction, ma'am. And also thank for Minnie Fernandez. She has rightly pointed out about the Bloom's taxonomy. Thank you. Now we will start the session. First of all, I wholeheartedly thank for giving me this nice opportunity for talking about the Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. First, we will see what is taxonomy. In the biological field, we may come across the word taxonomy, that is about science subject like that. But here, the taxonomy means the system of classification. There in science also, it is a classification. Here, we have taken for educational objectives. That is, taxonomy is a term derived from the Greek word taxis. Taxes, which mean the arrangements, and names meaning the law. The same thing we are going to adapt in the field of education. That is in the Bloom's in the year 1956. He, with his colleagues, created a taxonomy. That is, it is one of the most recognized learning theories in the field of education. Bloom's taxonomy is meant for creating the learning outcomes that target not only the subject matter but also the depth of learning what the students trying to learn. That is, the teacher is teaching. The students need to learn. The teacher already need to plan what type of outcomes does that child has to possess. That is learning outcomes. That kind of objectives we have to frame in prayer. For that only Bloom's made this taxonomy, that is made this classification. And then already we all know that there are three different domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. Cognitive domain is nothing but knowing, that is thinking, that is thought, like memorizing, recall, recognizing, like that we will see many examples. And then affective domain is our feelings and emotions, particularly the appreciation and motivation inside the classroom. And psychomotor domain is the action, like writing, reading, dancing, typing, playing, like that. What are all the skills which he does physically is the psychomotor domain. So, three different domains we have seen. In that, different types of categories are there. For a cognitive domain, we have knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. For an affective domain, we know that the cognitive is nothing but our intellectual ability, the learner's intellectual ability to process the information that he possesses from the teacher in a meaningful way. That the affective domain. Affective domain is already we said that it is like emotions or feelings. Here in the classroom, the student receive and in turn he respond and he value and then he organize what are all the things he learned and then he categorize into some headings. And then psychomotor domain. The psychomotor domain is the motor skills. Already we said that it is the physical exercise, like that, physical things, reading, writing, like that. Here, perception, what he sees, and set guided response with the help of the teacher, and mechanism, a type of mechanism we follow to accept that rules, and complex overt response, adaptation, and origination. Now we will see one by one. First, we will see about the cognitive domain. Cognitive domain is the intellectual skills, that is like critical thinking, and then problem solving and knowledge, and it follows from simple memorization designed to build the knowledge of the learners, and that is to create something new based on the previously learned information. See here, in this cognitive domain, in this picture, you see that this lower order to higher order. Knowledge is a lower order skill, and then he comprehends. It is comprehension is like understanding, like that, and then he apply in a particular situation, and then after that he analyzes what he has done, what he have done, and synthesis. Synthesis means he is joining all the simpler parts into a whole and then he evaluates. That is, the evaluation is a higher order. The knowledge is the simple things, memorizing, recall, just recalling that old previous knowledge. That is lower order. So the thinking skills range from lower order to higher order. Okay, now we will see the verbs of this cognitive domain. What kind of verbs the teacher has to follow while writing the objectives. Based on the objectives, the learning outcomes will be there, or what the teacher need to have a learning outcomes for their students, they have to create the objectives. Here there are some cognitive domain verbs. Already we have told that knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. In the knowledge, what kind of verbs we can use means we can use the simple terms like define. In the question paper, you might come across define this law, Newton's law, defines Newton's second law, or define a cognitive domain, like that. No, that define is already he has memorized in his mind. If we ask means automatically he will bring. That is a lower order skill. So that only, see here, the steps increases. Knowledge, comprehension, step by step. So knowledge is, why knowledge is said to be a lower order skill means it already it is in our existing knowledge, previous knowledge, just we are recalling and then we are recognizing that. So unlike that, repeat. If the child, if the teacher says, automatically he will repeat without there exists a cognitive. Also, it is a lower order skill. And then record and list out. The teacher will ask what are these kind of things. Then he will list out the items or particulars and recall. Already we said that the child will be able to recall. And then name and relate or underline. These are all the small things, so that only you are saying it as a lower order skill, but it is a cognitive domain. These kind of words the teacher has to use while framing the objectives. And then comprehension. The comprehension is very close to the understanding. Here the comprehension is to translate. I am saying in English. If your mother tongue is Telugu, you will translate in that language. I am saying, you translate in your mind, you will translate it in English, Telugu, or if you belong to Hindi, means you translate in the mind, in the language of Hindi, like that. He translates whatever the teacher says, he translates in his mind, in his own mother tongue, which is very easy to understand. And restate, already we state, again the restate. If we restate, it will be very understood by the student. And discuss, describe, recognize, explain, express, identify. If you are able to identify only, if you are fully understand about a particular topic, then only you will be able to identify if the same kind of situation arises in a different area. Okay, and then locate, report, review, and tell. These are the verbs that can be used in the objectives while framing the comprehension type of questions in the field of cognitive domain. And now coming to application. Application, just we can interpret. If we are giving a statement, we can interpret. That is, if at all he knows that particular thing in a depth way only, he will be able to apply that existing knowledge in a different place. If he is not able to understand, he could not be just, if it is just in the memory, means it will not be helpful in any kind of application. Only if he understood the concept, then only he will be able to apply in a different way. And then employ, use in the field of science, that is said to be demonstrate, practice. These are all the application skills. Illustrate. While framing the question, the science teacher will frame like this: demonstrate about this some kind of vernier caliper or physical balance, like that. Demonstrate or dramatize. English teacher use dramatize and practice. Illustration. Will give an illustration with examples like that we see. And operate, schedule, shop, sketch. These are all the application skills. First step is knowledge. Knowledge is just memorizing or recalling, and then he understand a particular concept. If only he understand, then only he will be able to apply in a different place. And then after applying, he will be able to analyze. I am applying many mathematical formulas. If the teacher gives a different sum, means at that time I may analyze and I may distinguish. This problem is different from that problem. And my dear participant, could you please say a small question about differentiate? Please.
Differentiate between micro and macro satellites.
Excellent, ma'am. That is, if he knows about differentiate between micro
and macro satellites.
Macro?
Satellite.
Satellite. Okay. If you know the full details about this micro and macro, then only he will be or she will be able to differentiate. Otherwise, she won't able to differentiate. That is, so it comes under the analysis. Analysis means we have to know each and everything about that particular concept. And calculate. In the field of mathematics, we used to say calculate, or in chemistry or physics, we used to say the calculator. And compare, differentiate, distinguish, compare, contrast, criticize, diagram, inspect, inventory, question, relate, solve, examine, categorize. These are all the verbs that comes under the analysis. While you are going to, if you are going to analyze the knowledge, the cognitive domain of your student, then you have to frame the questions or you have to frame the objectives like distinguish, analysis by using this kind of verbs. Next, we move for the synthesis. Synthesis, we all know. Synthesis, the difference between analysis. Could you say about the difference between analysis and synthesis? Analysis and synthesis. Yes?
Question, ma'am, for analysis and synthesis.
Could you say the difference between the analysis and synthesis?
Analysis is based on the data that you have, you analyze. Synthesis is what you produce, no?
Yes. Analysis, we are making into a simpler parts. That is, each and every area we will analyze. We go and search for the simpler parts. That is, we are getting a knowledge from all the area. And then synthesis means we are arranging, we are assembling all that ideas into a single. That is analysis. If you are making a garland, you are making a garland, no? Before that, it is in a smaller parts. You are synthesizing, you are grouping, you are assembling, you are collecting, you are creating, like that. Synthesis means you are joining, you are assembling. And then evaluation. Evaluation is judge. That is, the teacher evaluates whether his objectives has reached the child or not. That is, we can use this kind of verbs, that is compare. The compare here comes in analysis also. Here in the evaluation also we can make use of that. And rate, value, score, select, choose, assess, estimate, measure. So dear participants, if you come across this kind of verbs, you will be able to frame the learning objectives and the learning outcomes that has to be exposed by the child. And the verbs and the question. Already we saw about the cognitive domain, no? Here, for knowledge, see here, for knowledge, see the questions, remembering, these are all comes under knowledge, that is remembering, memorizing, recognizing, identifying, recalling, comparing, like that. The questions will be like that. See here, what is, how is, where is, when did, how, can you select, who was, who were. These are all simpler questions that comes from the child's mind within a fraction of a second if there is previously existed that knowledge. If the knowledge is in this concept, if the knowledge is already existing, if you ask means automatically it will come from his memory. For that we are using this kind of questions. And then comprehension, already we said that classification and that is the comprehension questions. Here comprehension is nothing but understanding, interpreting, grasping, translating, describing in your own words. In which time we will be able to describe with our own words? Please, if any one of you. When will your teacher ask you to describe about a particular thing in your own words?
Interpret?
Yes, describe. When does this kind of question the teacher arises? Describe in your own words.
When the teacher is introducing a topic, ma'am?
When introducing the topic, my dear student, sorry, your student, I don't know, my dear friend, that is introducing comes under the knowledge like that. While introducing, he will recall the previous knowledge like that. Here, When the teacher teaches, after finishing at the end of the class or in the middle to check the understanding skill, he will ask, describe about this one like that, or say about this one like that. Or in the examination, they ask you to describe, to check the understanding level of the student. See here, describing in your own words. When will be, you will be able to write in your own words means, if you are understanding, if you have understanding the concept fully only, we will be able to describe in your own words. Otherwise, we may not. Like the same thing, application questions. These are the application questions. How would you solve? How would you organize? If, for example, if you are a mathematics student, they will give a sum, and you have to remember the formula, mathematical formula, and you have to apply the value of the variables. That is value of x, value of y, like that. That is the application. Here, the application question is, how would you organize? How would you solve? How would you use this one? What kind of result you will get? Like that, the questions will come. And then analysis. Analysis is what are the parts of, what is the theme? What do you think? Means, if this kind of questions, if you ask, means he will sit and analyze what the teacher is asking. Okay, what is the relationship between, means he will analyze what is this, as our friend told, no, macro and micro, what comes under macro, what comes under micro, like that he analyzes himself and say the answer. And what is the function of, for example, if you are a biological student, the teacher asks, what is the function of brain, or what's the function of the urinary system, what is the function of the nervous system, like that. If you ask that kind of question, means he will analyze the whole thing, then only he will be able to write. Okay, I would like to say about the synthesis and then evaluation. After that, I will ask questions. And synthesis, already we told that synthesis is we have to collect, we have to assemble all the simpler parts into a whole. That is, for example, combining ideas to form a new whole with the help of the existing knowledge and the things we get from the analysis. We are arranging all the things, we are assembling all the things and make it as a whole. For example, see here, how would you improve? How would you adapt this in a particular situation? And what could be done to minimize, and how would you test, and can you formulate a theory like that? We have to use this kind of questions. This kind of questions represents the synthesis. And evaluation, we all know how it has happened. How would you prove? Why did you choose this one? How could you evaluate this one? How could you determine this one? That is, we are developing the opinion, and we are resolving, and we are making the theories, accessing the values of theories, and we are giving the justification of what the things we have learned. Okay. These are all the cognitive verbs and cognitive questions. Now, my dear friends, I want the participant, one of you, need to frame questions from this, that is knowledge, understanding, that is comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Simple questions I need. Could you please?
May I request the participants to please post their questions in the chat box so that we can take it to the speaker?
I request the participant to pose the questions with respect to the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and the evaluation. In any field, in any subject, simple question. Simple questions. What is the capital of Tamil Nadu? What is the capital of Karnataka? Like that. The answer comes from the memory, just within a fraction of a second. That is knowledge. Please try. Do you agree Luminous X map technology is used for parasite detection? Yes, very good. Yes, come on. I need more answers. Okay, one by one we will come. First, we will move for the knowledge questions. Knowledge question. Now I am typing a knowledge question. With me, you also type the questions related to knowledge.
Ma'am, for synthesis, how do you test paternity?
Yeah, thank you, dear. Yes. Comprehension. Kumar Josna has posed, in a class of 60 students, how to make internal assessment. What kind of question is this?
Can you read once, ma'am, again?
In a class of 60 students, how to make internal assessment? What kind of question is this?
Comprehensive?
In a class of 60 students, how to make internal assessment. Very good. That is, without understanding the knowledge, previous knowledge, he could not be able to answer. So it is a comprehensive question. How malaria has affected the world? It is a Shifali has posted how malaria has affected the world. What kind of question is this?
Analytical?
Yeah. How we are saying it as an analytic? Could you justify?
Because you're looking at how it has affected means whether it has affected males or females. So you're from the data that you get, you're analyzing it.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. So he need to analyze the previous records. But what Shefali madam, Shefali think means just they have to memory the past thing like that. But the fact is he will go and analyze why it has happened, why it has affected. He will search the resources. So it is an analytic question. Okay, ma. Thank you. Next, we will move for the next slide. Thank you, Joshna. Thank you. Thank you, Shifali. And Kumari Joshna, thank you. And
Ma'am, we have one question in the Q&A session.
yes.
The question is posted by Swati. It reads, what is the role of women in science and technology?
But it is not visible to me. Tell me, ma.
The question is, what is the role of women in science and technology?
What is the role of women in science and technology?
Yes.
You just think. Is it knowledge? They are asking about role. So it is not knowledge. Is this a comprehension? No. And then analysis. Synthesis, application, nothing. It is evaluation. I am evaluating what is the role of the women. That is evaluation. I am going to justify. So it comes under the evaluation. Thank you, ma. And next we will move for the Bloom's taxonomy. We have learned that is from the lower order thinking skill to the higher order thinking skill, that is from knowledge to evaluation. But the Bloom's taxonomy is again revised by the same group of people, that is Bloom's revised taxonomy. There is no difference between a big difference between Bloom's taxonomy and the revised taxonomy. Here the same concept is used. Here knowledge, remembering, comprehension, understanding, application, applying, analysis, analyzing, synthesis, evaluating. But synthesis is a creating, it is a place, they have changed the place. What the revised Bloom's taxonomy is saying is, first they will evaluate and then only they will create innovative ideas. First they will create, evaluate themselves and they evaluate the concept and they will create a new world. They will create a new innovative ideas like that. The Bloom's revised taxonomy is saying. Could you identify why they have revised this? Already it is good only, no? Knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation is good only. Then why they have revised?
It's better to evaluate first and then synthesize rather than synthesize and then evaluate.
Okay, fine. And could you find the difference between these two with respect to the domains? The word they have used for fixing the domains. Knowledge, remembering, like that. Could you find any difference?
Psychomotor domains are on the top right now.
Okay.
Knowledge domain.
These are all we are speaking about only the cognitive skills, and further we will see about the psychomotor domain. My dear friend, now this slide will show you the difference. Now could you recognize what's the difference? Could you identify?
From a noun form it's to a verb form, ma'am.
That's all, my dear. That is in the old revised Bloom's taxonomy is a noun, and the revised one is they have just converted to verb form. And also this Bloom's taxonomy they have made for the lower level of students up to 10th standard, like that, no? That kind of students. So that only they synthesis, the analysis, and then the next step is the synthesis. They put all the things together and then they evaluate. But in the revised Bloom's taxonomy, first they evaluate and they are creating new. This creation that is for a higher secondary, but now the situation is not like that. Even the small kids also doing creations and innovations, but they have framed that for higher secondary and college level students, the creation is must know. So it comes under the higher order thinking. This is the main difference, ma'am. And one more thing is in revised Bloom's taxonomy, they classify the knowledge domain into 4 different dimensions. That is factual knowledge. What is the fact behind that? They need to analyze. If the teacher says means, he will not accept as it is. He will find the fact. That is the factual knowledge. And the conceptual knowledge. Conceptual knowledge in the sense they find the interrelationship between this concept and another concept. And they function these 2 concepts all together and find the relationship. And the procedural knowledge. Procedure means some kind of a techniques you are adapting, no? That is the procedural knowledge. And metacognitive. Cognitive, we all know that cognitive is the intellectual ability. And what do you mean by metacognitive? Dear participant, what do you mean by metacognitive? Metacognitive is nothing but knowing about knowing. I know something, but I need to know some more thing about my knowledge. That is knowledge of cognition in general, as well as awareness and knowledge of one's own condition. That is the metacognitive knowledge. And now we move for the affective domain. The affective domain, as we said, that is an emotion or feelings and attitude like that. This domains includes the manner in which we deal things, as we said, emotionally and feelings like that. This affective domain is nothing but in the cognitive domain, we range the level from lower order to higher order, no? From knowledge to, could you please, one of you say, what are the domains, level of that cognitive domain? Could you please? The skills, knowledge, yes, knowledge,
Comprehension,
comprehension, very good.
application,
Analysis,
synthesis, and evaluation.
Which is the lower order skill here? There,
Knowledge,
which one is higher order?
evaluation.
Like same thing, it is followed in affective domain also. In affective domain, see here, receiving, responding, valuing, and then organizing, and then characterizing. Affective, that is, they focus on attitude, values, interest, and appreciation, giving appreciation to the learners. If the teacher need to appreciate always. The student, always they expect appreciation from us. The single word good make them very happy, and they more learn. They will be very eager to attend the class like that. So it is very important domain in the classroom for a teacher. Here, as we said, it begins with the receiving the information. First, we will see about the receiving. Here, be an audience member to another student's presentation and then write your summary. If you asked to write a summary by seeing a student's presentation, it is receiving. The teacher teaches the lesson. You ask the student to write a summary about today's class. Before that, to check the cognitive domain, to check the skills that you have obtained in the cognitive domain, I asked one of the participants to say about cognitive domain, and she has told that skills, that is the receiving. So she had listened very well, so that only she will be able to, she was able to say that higher order, from lower to higher order skills. Without understanding, he could not, she could not. Okay. And then responding. Responding means the learning outcome will be speak effectively in front of the audience. Receiving is just what the teachers speaking. We are just receiving the information. And responding is, what are the things I know? If the teacher asks me, immediately I respond. Without any hesitation, I respond. And then valuing. Valuing. That is, he demonstrates and explains the own values regarding the various topics. Already the teacher teaches, he also responds, and then he will be able to explain his own values regarding various topics. He is valuing. This happened due to this reason, and this happened due to some other reason. Like that, he values, and then what he does is he compare all the value system and understanding the things behind the values, and he organizes the thing, what are all he learned from the classroom. And then after that, what he do means he combine and classify and characterize all the things into different categories. That is, first receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, characteristic. There is one question, that is, if you are giving a group activity to a student, what kind of assessment activity is that? I'm giving a group project. I asked all the students to sit in a group and I am giving an assignment. That is what it comes under which order, that is which receiving or responding or valuing or organizing or characterizing.
Responding.
Responding, my dear participant, responding is if I am asking question, you are responding.
Then in
Organizing.
organizing.
Organizing is organizing the whole ideas, small ideas into a whole. I get one kind of knowledge in one place, and another knowledge comes in another area. Like that, I organize that ideas.
Yes, ma'am.
The group project is characterizing. This is a higher order. So that only in research they are giving the group projects, no? They categorize. They work with their friends and then they classify. This is said to be the higher order skill of the 5 different areas, no? Receiving, I no need to have that much of higher skills. Just I simply sit and listen what the teacher says. I don't want that much of a skill for that. Anyone can sit and receive. And the next step is, if I know only, I will be able to respond. If you are not knowing also, you will respond. Responding is whether it is right or not. It is the next stage to receive. Okay, receiving is simply they sit. The teacher will not able to know whether the student the concept has reached by the student or not. While they respond only, he will come to know whether his information has reached the student. And then based on that, he value whether I have to teach again or not. And then he organized the student, organized the ideas obtained in the class. And then what he do means he categorize. In the last class, madam told that one. This class she have told this one, and that concept is different from this concept. Like that, in the cognitive they analyze, they evaluate, like that the characteristic comes. Okay, now we will see the affective domain, verbs of the affective domains. See here, the definition. The definition of receiving is just he attends to the stimuli. He will not respond, just he sits and attends. And verbs are accept, knowledge, listen, notice, attention, and tolerate. No, in the receiving, see how beautiful the verbs are. I accept the idea. So that only I am sitting, simply sitting. I accept what you're saying. That is accept, is just receiving. I acknowledge, I am aware of. I listen to what the teacher says. I notice that thing what she is writing in the blackboard. I pay attention without any distraction. And I tolerate, even then the teacher takes the class more than 1 hour. That is receiving, no? And then responding. Responding is we are questioning. We are respond to that particular stimuli. Stimuli is what the teacher asks the question is stimulus, and we are answering, no? That is a response. The sample verbs are assist, communication. The teacher student communication, contribution, cooperate, follow, participate, visit, volunteer, like that. These are the sample verbs that we can use in an appropriate place, not in all the place. These are the verbs, but you need to put it in an appropriate place. And then valuing is attaches the values or worth to something. That is our own commit, and then to express, to initiate, to prefer. You might come across some questions. Express about a particular concept. Express, and what kind of thing you prefer. You prefer coffee or tea? I am valuing you. Which beverages you like, whether this or that. Like that, these are all valuing the student's affective domain. That is, we are valuing his feelings or her feelings. And organizing is nothing but arranging, classifying, conceptualize, formulate, making into group, and then internalizing. And see here, the affective questions are this one. How does that make you feel? This is not an objective type. This is not a cognitive type. Cognitive type means immediately it comes from the memory, just to recall without any thinking process, just it will come. But this question, it's come from the heart. He has to think about that particular question. How does that make you feel like this? Is that important to you? Then the child will think whether it is important for me or not. Just he will analyze himself. These are the questions. These are all the questions. Is that something you value? Does this new information change your attitude in any way? Sometimes students used to say, up to 5th standard, up to 6th standard, I don't like maths class. But after my 7th standard mathematics teachers, I like that 7th standard mathematics teachers teaching. But now I'm very much interested, and then I joined BA degree course, and then I have completed PhD. Like that, they will say that is the affective domain. All the teachers are giving knowledge, but this is an affective. That is an attitude of teachers changes the life of the students. Like that, the teacher has to raise the question with respect to their affective domain. They have to check their attitude, and then what kind of experience you have had in the past, and that have led to your current feelings. Like that, people ask, no, in the interview, like that, they will ask, what is your past experience? Could you share about your past experience? Means they will say from the childhood they start. That is affective domain. And then psychomotor domain, it's an action based, that is a physical skill. And this was developed in 1970, and this model is we say it as a Simpson model. Bloom's with his colleague Elizabeth Simpson developed this domain in the year 1972. Here, these are all the psychomotor domains: see, perception, set, guided response, mechanism, overt response, adaptation, organization. Psychomotor domain, perception, that is, I see a thing and I do that thing. That is, I hear, I sing, I speak, I taste, I smell. These are all my perception. Some people say this kind of perfume, no? A kind of perfume, the ladies, they will like, college student like this kind of perfume. But when the old people, what they say means, this is very allergy to me, I don't like this smell like that. The perception differs. The smell is a single verb, but the perception differs to person to person. That is perception. And set is we are mentally setting, that is physically ready to act to that particular stimulus. We are making ready, that is we are setting ourselves. That is see here, the verbs are said: achieve a posture, assume a body stance, establish a body, place hands, position the body, sit, stand, station, like that. These are all while going to running race like that, they will sit in a place. They will sit and they will be ready to run. This is the sit. And then guided response. Here in the classroom setting, how will we say this sit? Could you please? I have told in the running race like that in the ground, in what way this will be applicable in the classroom setting? One of you? What is meant by sitting? Sit. In the classroom, we used to say it as classroom setting itself. The place should be first, the place should be very favorable to the child. And then if the teacher is teaching, he need to set the mind of the student. Then only he will be able to make the child to learn. That is the physical thing they need, no? Good place to sit and then good ventilation like that, no? This is the set, classroom setting. And see here, guided response. Guided response is nothing but our teacher is our guidance. In the research, our supervisor is our guidance. Guided response, something someone will guide. That is the sample verb may be copy. Already there exists something. Just we are copying, we are duplicating, we are imitating, and then we are manipulating like that. No, that is a guided response. Someone has to guide us. This response is comes with the help of a peer group or colleague or friends like that. And mechanism, what kind of mechanism will increase the efficiency and confidence among the students? That is the mechanism. I used to do this mechanism. Students say, my daughter herself, she will come and say, what she is saying is, Mom, when science teacher is there, what he is doing is, if we go and ask the important question means, immediately no other teacher will give the important questions. But whenever we go and ask, immediately he will give, this is very important question. Like that, we come to home and then I read in that evening itself, I finish that work. And then after 2 or 3 days, again he will say some test like that. Again we go and ask what is the important question is. Again he will do. Again we will read. Like that, in this month we have completed 2 lessons fully. Then only we will come. We come to know that everything we has marked. Like that, some kind of a mechanism teachers are following. No, that is like that in classroom situation. We ask the child to demonstrate and to increase the speed. What kind of mechanism we have to improve? For example, if he is a mathematics student, to increase the speed in making calculation, what kind of mechanism she has to give means repetition, practice, drill. Again, the same problem, the same formula, but with different numbers. He has to give, automatically the speed will increase. This is the mechanism. And then complete overt response. That is perform automatically is the complete overt response. That is we organize the perform, we do that thing automatically without any stimulus or that. And adaptation, we adapt skills set to meet a problem situation. The adaptation is what do you mean by adaptation? What do you mean by adaptation? What is the difference between adopt and adapt?
Adapt is you are trying to adjust to something.
Yes. Very good, Ma. Very good. Here, we adapt the skill sets to meet a problem situation. A problem arises there, whether in the mathematics or in the physics or in the chemistry, but at any situation, I will meet that problem. So what the child will do means, he will see all the kind of questions in each and every lessons they will see, and then whatever question you ask, they will say the answer. So they reorganize, they alter. If you ask, if the teacher asks like that, means the same answer I will write like this. That is, he alter according to the question. The teacher asks the indirect question, but what the child has to write means, the child have to write means, he have to modify the same question, same answer to that particular question. That is adaptation, adapting to the different areas according to the problem. And organization, as we know that we are combining. That's all. These are all the psychomotor domains. Okay, next we will move for, already in the session itself, we have come across the education implications of Bloom's taxonomy. That is, the teacher make use of this kind of learning objectives for improving the speed, to increase the understanding of the child, and he used this kind of educational objectives to frame questions and to give projects to the child, like that. The syllabus also framed, the curriculum also framed according to the taxonomy, that is the educational objectives. While you might come across that syllabus, in the first they will give the objectives, and then the course content, the content syllabus they will give, and then in the last they will give learning outcomes. So based on that objectives, the learning outcomes should, at the end of the course, the student will be able to obtain this kind of learning outcomes. These are all the educational objectives. I hope that you all have understood very well, but I need some kind of questions from your side to check your comprehension.
It was very informative, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, and it was interesting in terms of, like, most importantly, we are not used to this terminology. We know we do implement all this in the class, but the type of the terminology used and under each section, and how to make those framing those questions according to each of these skill, according to the Bloom's taxonomical tools, is something which was very enlightening to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. And thank you so much. Nice words. Shall I move for the next thing? The digital competencies?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it, it is not boring, I think.
No, ma'am. It was quite interesting. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Teachers should have digital competencies. They need digital skills. In the previous session, I also attended that session. It was very much interesting. The teacher now in this 21st century, even the child have a lot of technology skills than us, because they are 21st century kids know. So,
ma'am, your presentation has to change, I think.
Yes.
Ma'am, we can still view your previous presentation, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I will close. Teachers should have the digital knowledge, digital skills to use in our day-to-day life. No, for now in this session, I am going to teach about how to test the child. That is for conducting online test. That is simple only. We can make use of our students to check their understanding level, or to check their to evaluate our student. That is nothing but I am using the thing that is a TestMOS. That is using this TestMOS, we can create the test, online test for the students. For that, in the Google, just type www.testmos.com. See here, test mode. Here we can create our own test in the online, and immediately the result will be published to the student. And see here, build a test and try a demo test. Now I'm going to build a test. If you're having doubt in between this, you can raise. Okay, build a test. Just go for build a test. Here, it will ask the name. I'm giving my name and I'm setting the password. Password, you can use any type of password, but it should be strong. The same, we have to retype. Yes, now I'm going to create test. Create test. This page arrives. See here, the left side, the dashboard, settings, question, publish, and result. We are in the dashboard. See here, adjust settings, add questions, publish, distribute, and then we can view results. First, I am adjust the settings. Go for settings. Already I have given the name. This text is displayed at the top of every test. You are giving to your student, no? If you want to give instruction regarding this, you can type here. Just I am, it may be also blank also, but I am going to give some instruction to my child. Answer all the questions. Answer all the questions. Okay, or all the best, like that, something we can do. Next, the color of the scheme, that is the page which will be visible to the child. Now we are choosing, I use this one, and then choose the language for the Testmos students interface, whether it is English or Hindi, like that, it detect automatically. See here, I prefer English. Okay. And then question settings. Here, two different options are there. Show all the tests on one page or show one questions per page. The question paper will be in one page. I need to have all the test questions because I am going to give only 5 questions. Okay. If there is too many questions, we can show one questions per page, like that. In an online test, you might come across. In one page, all the questions will be there in some places, and after submitting one question, other question will rise. For that purpose, that is pagination. And other setting is, I am assigning all the questions. The settings, they will randomize. They will randomize means the third questions will go in the first place. Like that, if you want this, you can do. Or allow the students to submit the blank or empty answers. Sometimes if I allow means if the child didn't respond also, it takes. So I allow. Okay. If you didn't want to allow means just remove that. It will ask the question number 2 is not answered. So which one is best, ma? Which one is best? We allow to submit the empty answers. Which one is good? We need to allow the student to submit empty answers, or we should not allow the student to give the empty answer. Something you need to mark, like that. Which one is good? Dear participants?
Yeah, negative marking may affect the students, so we go with allow the students to submit.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay. We avoid negative marking. Okay, and we avoid allowing the students to submit empty answers. Something he has to answer, no? So I am removing that also. Okay. Next, we move for the reviews. After submitting the answers, questions, that is after submitting the answers, This one will, the text you need to display for your student, you can type here. This test is displayed after the test is submitted. Thank you for your response. Thank you for your response. Okay. Here, show a custom message if the student passed or failed. As our friend told, it should not hurt, no? So I am not going to mark this one. Okay. At the end of the test, score should be given. Yes, I need the score, and indicate if their response is right or not. They should know whether our answer is right or not, and display the correct answer. I need to give the correct answer. If you want, you can give the explanation of that answer also. Okay, these are the settings for that. And access control, whoever can take. I choose anyone can take. Sometimes the teacher prefer that those who are having password only, they need to question answer like that. But I prefer anyone. Okay. How much time do test takers have to complete the test? That is unlimited also we can give, but the question is very few questions I am going to give. So I give only 10 minutes for them. How many times can someone take your test? That is unlimited, or how many you have to mention here? I give only one chance. If you people are very liberal, means you give 2 times. It is like a drill, no? It is like a drill. If you give 50 questions, means again they will work out. If this time I'm going to check whether I have done all the questions right or not. Like that they will check. So you can give any number of times. So I am also favor for the students. I'm going to give 3 times. Okay. What should test takers enter to identify themselves? They should enter the name here. They should enter the name. Then only we will be able to identify. Sometimes we can also ask the students to enter your student ID, but we need the name of the students. Okay, fine. Okay, ma. Do you want to receive and mail whenever someone finishes test? If yes, means we have to send the email address of the people who should be notified, but I prefer no. I just save. Okay, this is the question page. Now I am going to give multiple choice question. I am going to frame very small questions. You can also frame the question. If you say means I will type. The first question is the multiple choice question. I am going to type. What is the question? Please, small question.
What are
okay?
What are nucleases?
What are nucleus?
Nucleases.
Nucleases. Spelling, madam?
EASES.
Nucleases. Okay. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
What are the choices you are going to give?
That cleave.
Madam?
That cleave lipid. Cleave or digest lipid.
Digest. Okay, fine.
Lipid. Lipid.
Digest. And then?
Cleave DNA.
DNA.
Yeah.
DNA. Very good. DNA. Protein. Yes.
Lipids.
Spelling mistake may rise. Please adjust. What is the right answer for this, ma'am?
DNA.
I am choosing this DNA, and I
also. What do nucleases cleave? If it is like that, then DNA is answer. Cleave. CLEAVE.
Right. Okay. The right answer, madam has told, DNA. If you need, you can add explanation for that. But I don't know the explanation. Madam will know the explanation, but I don't know. So I'm not going to give the explanation. If you want the child to know the explanation why the DNA is answer for this nucleus cleave means the answer, they will give the explanation there. Okay. And then save. The first question is over, and then we move for the multiple response. The question is same, but the answer, 2 or 3 answers may be right. That kind of questions. Please, participants from your side.
Minnie, you have anything?
When will?
Yeah.
Yes,
Minnie-
ma'am, you can continue.
Ma'am, same question. What do nucleases cleave?
What do
Nucleases cleave.
nucleuses
Cleave.
cleave?
You give option DNA, RNA.
Yes, ma'am. DNA,
RNA,
RNA,
protein,
protein,
lipid.
lipid. Madam, what are all the right answers here?
DNA and RNA.
DNA and RNA. So I am removing this protein and lipid. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Simultaneously, we are assigning the points, ma. See here, the points. The first question carries 1 mark like that. We are going to put liberally 10 marks for the first question like that also we can put. But being a multiple choice question, we are assigning only 1. For short answer, for short essay like that means we can add 10 marks or 5 marks like that.
So you have to go question wise, ma'am. You can't copy all the questions at one time.
Yes, for that purpose, what you need to do means you make the questions in the Word document. I have created in the Word document, but I need you participant to say, so that only I am asking. If you want, miss, I just copy from the Word document and just I paste the question. That's all. Very simple.
Okay, okay. But what about those options, those blocks? Will it take it up as options?
No. We have to cut copy each and every options.
That's what.
Yeah. To manage the time, we can we have to do like that. Time management only. It doesn't accept it directly, ma.
Okay.
Okay, we will hold the answer. We are saving and true or false. It's saving. Shall we move for the next question? Yes.
Yeah, Minnie, you can give one question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it true or false?
Yes, ma.
Do plant cells have cell wall?
Do plant cells have cell wall? Okay, ma. The answer is
True, ma'am.
true. Okay, true. I'm saving. And then I move for the fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Shall we keep as it is? Name the third planet from the sun.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. And then matching. Matching also, they have given inbuilt some kind of question for our better understanding. They have given inbuilt questions. But here, this need to change because no questions related to this one. No, I'm changing this question. For insect, I'm putting fly. Now we have to choose the question. Answer. We have to choose the answer. See in this menu, for butterfly, it is an insect, no. So we have to choose the second option. See here, second insect. For whale, the whale is mammal, no. That is, I click 1. And gecko. Gecko is the reptile. So 4 as it is. and spider is arachnid. Okay, these are all the matching with this classification we have given, and now I am setting this. This also I am going to give 1 mark or 4 mark. We will give 4 mark. I am giving. Okay.
Ma'am, can we save this for future use?
Future means if you are giving the matching type of questions to your student, no matching.
So it's like for example, we want to create a question bank. Can
Yes.
make a question bank and keep it for ourselves so that we can use it for the next test?
Yes. Yes, we can make use. Or you can frame all the question as multiple question also. For example, only I am writing multiple choice, true or false, so that you have to understand what kind of option these are. So that only I am showing one by one. You can frame questions all in the multiple choice question. For your students, you are going to ask 50 questions. All the 50 questions you have to frame multiple choice, and then you assign to your student. They will answer.
How different it is from Google Form, ma'am?
Google Form, in Google Form, this kind of explanation, and then see here, this mark is there, this points is there in Google Form, but explanation I think is there in that.
No, I don't think explanation is.
Okay, that kind of thing is there, but it gives a setting of online test format. The dashboard will be like that, but Google Form is just like in the end of the session I will show that final thing after publishing. See how nice it will make the child very interesting to face that exam, online exam.
Okay.
And then see here, all type of question we have given. Totally we have given 5 different question mark. After saving, just I save, and now I am going to publish. See here, I am publishing. It's ready to publish. See here, publish. You click this option. Yes, it is. The test has been published. See here, this link will be given. So I copy this link and I am sending to my student. Online test. The link I am pasting here and I am sending. Now the student opens and then he is going to face the test. Now this kind of madam, you asked a doubt, no? Google Form like that, no? See here,
Yeah.
dashboard, it is nice, no?
Yeah.
It's like it brings the test, online test mode, no? That is the enter your name. I'm going to enter. And now I am going to start. The student start the test, online test, start. See here, the Jayanti CE answer all the questions which we have given in the introduction, no? My student want to know. At the same time, in the Google Form, whatever question we post, it will be in that order only. The order will not change at any time, but here it randomizes. This question match each animal with its classification. This question, I think that we have given in the last, no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes.
Here it has randomized. So some features which is different from that. Okay, now I am giving the answer for butterfly. Butterfly is 2 insect and the whale is, I know the answer, but for checking the thing, we are putting as whale is a mammal, but I am putting 4. I am choosing the wrong answer to check the working condition, and gecko also Okay, spider, 3. This menu is nice, no? This drop-up menu is nice. Name the third planet from the sun. I'm going to put the right answer as there in that question. That is inbuilt question. I forgot what madam has told, but I need to answer this. What do nucleus cleave? For that, madam told DNA
And
RNA.
Yeah.
I'm right. Okay. Do plant cells have cell wall? Mini told true, so I am clicking true. What are the nucleus cleave? I don't know the right. Forget.
DNA, ma'am.
You should not say I forget. No. Okay. Anyway, I have forgotten that, so I am putting wrong answer. Okay. Here we have given 10 minutes of time, no? But only I have taken this much time only I have taken. After taking, I am submitting. After the 10 minutes is over means we will not be able to answer further question. Definitely we need to submit.
Yes, ma'am.
The special feature in that, no? We are adapting, giving a time limit. Okay, I submit. See, how nice is this? But I got only 75%. But the page, the dashboard is very nice to see. Thank you for your response, which I have given in the end of the page. And October 29th at 6:02 p.m. I have submitted. My score is 75%. Out of 8 questions, I have 8 part. I have answered only 6. And I have taken the duration only 2.32 seconds only I have taken. We have in the settings we have given how many times the child can repeat. It will be like a practice. This time I am taking 2 minutes. Next time I will answer within half a minute like that. So while you are giving 50 questions, this is a free only, no, up to 50 questions it is free. After that only some money we need to pay for that. Up to 50 questions it is free only. So you can give 50 number of questions and then you can give chances. You can increase the number of chances also high, and then at that time the child will student will think, that time I took that much of time, but now it is not. That is the affective domain, what we have seen in the Bloom's taxonomy. That affective domain comes here, self-encouragement, self-motivation. What are the nucleuses cleave? Answer is the protein. See here, protein. So answer is the DNA, but I have called this protein, so it is incorrect. If I have given the explanation there, then the explanation also arises here. Why DNA is right, like that, the explanation also come with that. But in Google form, that option is not there. I think you check, you compare, you evaluate, you use Bloom's taxonomy. What is the difference between this Google form and this online test modes? That is a type of domain I am lifting against you. That is the evaluation, comparing. Okay, do plants have cell? According to the guidance of Mini, I have done right answer, and this is also right. And match each animal with its classification. See here, partially correct, because this whale is wrong. They have mentioned, see here, this fourth option, that is wrong. The answer is first. See here, they have given the right answer. They have mentioned which one is right. Okay, fine. In this, only 3 points we have scored. And what do nucleus cleave? Both the answers are right. This is the thing. Like that, you have to create all the multiple choice, or all the fill in the blanks, or all the match the following, or the combination of this kind of all questions, and then short answers also we can give. My dear friends, make use of this online test to our students. Okay, and now I am logging out. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. So sorry to interrupt. Ma'am, the time is up, ma'am.
Yes, I have also finished.
Okay, ma'am.
I am logging out now. I have signed out.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your session. Now may I invite Dr. Shafali, faculty from the Department of Biotechnology, to propose a vote of thanks.
I hold this opportunity to thank our esteemed speaker, Dr. C.E. Jayanti, for engaging us all with this wonderful session. Ma'am, we thoroughly enjoyed learning about the basic and advanced objective pertaining to education. Your thoughts on integrating thoughts, emotions, and acts for the benefit of students has inspired many of us. Ma'am, we thoroughly enjoyed the intriguing fun activity sessions. I am sure your demo of Desmos will definitely help us all in the future to interact with our students and help us to formulate interesting assignments. Once again, thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shafali. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I also thank our organizers, all the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sailaja, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Mini, thank you, ma'am. Shifali.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome. Thank you.
And then, if you want to speak anything, ma'am, if you want to.
No, ma'am.
And I give my thank to the conveners, the principal Sandra Harto, and the vice principal Shirley, and convener Sailaja ma'am, and joint conveners Kanchana, and Mr. Shawnee Nivedita, and the organizing members of Faculty of Microbiology, Biochemistry, and Biotechnology for giving me this wonderful opportunity to act as a resource person for your international workshop. Ma. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Thank you.